not good. Oh, that's really f***ing not good. And it just died. Oh, this is so not good, it's insane.
Please, God, please, please, please.
All right, boys, you ready for a crazy ride home? Oh, that lane change just put mist inside my helmet. I literally cannot see anything. Oh yeah, big puddle. Flash flood warning, yep!
Alright, at this point I'm just going to hope and assume that you guys are used to the unhinged intros on this channel because we got another doozy for you today. Today we're riding to Virginia, about an hour and a half away, to go to our first superbike meetup ever. Fastlane D is in the area and he's holding a huge meetup at Coleman Power Sports, so we're headed there. But we don't have a superbike, so instead we're taking the Honda Rebel 1100, which also happens to be conveniently located all the way back there in the furthest corners of the storage unit. And speaking of the storage unit, I'm sure you guys have heard me complain before about the fact that there's no HVAC, so it gets super like humid and condensation is everywhere in here all the time, and it rusts the bikes and makes them mold. And guess what? I have 6, count them, 6 of these damp rid gigantic buckets in here now, and I just came in and there is still humidity and mold growing on the brand new bike, so that's sick. And on the way here I realized that there is a colony of ants that has taken up residence inside of my car. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than we got to start moving quite literally everything out of here to get the Rebel, because I'm sure this will be a shock to nobody. We're running late. It's 4:34. The event starts at 5 o'clock and it's like an hour and a half away.
Oh, that was almost bad, dude. I forgot that I had my phone magneted right here so I could be watching what was on the DJI, and I legitimately just almost left without it. Okay, checklist. What do I need to do? Warm the bike up, lock the saddlebags, please have gas. We don't.
Nope.
And I forgot to mention the part where the reason why, or part of the reason why it's so humid right now is because we are expecting the R word, which I'm not going to say because I don't want to jinx it, but it's not supposed to start until like 10 or 11, so we should be good, fingers crossed. Oh, how I've missed you, baby girl. Let's see how crazy this feels. I just a couple days ago got back from a trip for the main channel with Honda Power Sports out in California, riding the new Hornets, the 750 and 1000. So after doing like 400 miles within 2 days on sporty naked bikes, it'll be interesting to see how this thing feels. Oh, now that it's upright, there's 2 bars of gas. Are we gonna risk it?
We are indeed going to risk it, which, based off all of the insane foreshadowing sprinkled throughout that intro, obviously ended up not being the greatest idea. Even though the rain wasn't supposed to start until way later, as soon as I got on the highway, I could see dark clouds, but I was having this weird, like, back and forth between whether or not it was actually rain.
That has to be rain, right?
Or if it was the fact that I had just switched to a tinted visor and maybe it just looked darker and wasn't actually rain.
I think it just looked darker because I forgot how smoked my new visor is.
And that's the conclusion that I came to, is that it just looked like a dark cloud because of how dark my visor was. So I pushed on towards the event, and on the way ran into a friend.
What's up? Where are you headed?
Virginia.
The Fastlane D? That's where I'm going. Hell yeah.
I figured that when I see you coming this way, I figured you were going there.
And we both have our GPS going. Yes, sir.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you want to make friends, just buy a motorcycle. Now back to that whole conversation about risking it. If my gas gauge had stayed at 1 bar as we left the storage unit, I definitely would have stopped to get gas. But seeing that it went up to 2 bars once I stood the bike up, I knew that we had plenty of gas to make it the 45 miles to the meetup. But you may have noticed that only 9 miles into the ride, my gas gauge went from 2 bars back down to 1. And just a few miles after running into Chris, it had already gone down to flashing. Now even though the gas gauge was flashing at this point, I knew that I still had enough to get me to the meetup, and I figured that I would just fuel up after the meetup, because now that Chris was following me and I didn't know him, I didn't want to just pull into a gas station and confuse him if he needed to get straight to the meetup. In hindsight, that was stupid, but what can you do?
It's raining, my gas gauge is flashing, and I don't see a gas station.
We ended up getting to the meetup around 6 o'clock and it was already lit.
Oh, it's a battle, being anxious or depressed. If you love me, put the pen into my chest. I feel like I'm loved and I'll be fine with less. I'm always a bomb, I always lonely, feel like that. Always lonely. Oh, it's a battle, being anxious or depressed. If you love me, put the pen into my chest. I feel like I'm loved and I'll be fine with less. I'm always a bomb, I always lonely, feel like that. Always lonely, feel like
from anyway? Oh my God, boys. And within 10 minutes of that last clip being filmed, my bike was under a tent and the parking lot had cleared out because that 11 p.m. rain decided to show up at 7:30. I tried to wait it out, hoping the showers would pass, but it quickly became clear I had to leave now if I didn't want a storm over top of me the entire ride home. So I said my goodbyes and rushed out of there to try somehow beating the storm home.
Burch.
I gotta go race the rain. I'm gonna try and pop out tomorrow though. Good seeing you, man. All right, the rain is approaching and we are gonna be racing to beat it home.
But let's not forget, I still hadn't got gas. Fortunately though, the map showed a Shell gas station right on my way to the highway. Unfortunately, it turns out that gas station didn't actually exist.
I did not see a Shell station like it said. It's raining, my gas gauge is flashing, and I don't see a gas station. Oh gosh. Oh, the rain's picking up. If I don't get ahead of it, I'm gonna be stuck in it the whole time. I need to get ahead of it. I need gas, but I need to get ahead of the rain. And so far, neither of those things are working out in my favor.
Not knowing where the nearest gas station was, knowing how badly I needed to get ahead of the storm, and seeing I had 13 miles until empty.
Oh, that was just lightning. And I got 13 miles left, it says.
I decided to just jump on the highway, haul ass to get ahead of the storm, and get gas once I was on the other side of it.
Oh boy.
And not long after, the rain hit conveniently right as DC traffic did. But I knew from looking at the radar it wouldn't be long before I was on the other side of it and had a dry rest of the ride home. And for some reason, even though I had already seen 13 miles until empty, I thought the flashing gas gauge eventually just goes blank, and that's when you have like a half-gallon reserve left or something like that, but come to find out that's just not true. And I've somehow thought that since years ago when I did a mileage test.
So the range is at that, and it's been like that for probably at least 10 minutes, just those dashes, not showing a range. That's still flashing. I thought that at some point it just went empty. 161.5 miles. So that's actually way better than I expected. I feel like I normally fill up around 120 or 125, and obviously that's not necessary.
So with that false sense of security, I kept pushing to get through the storm before stopping for gas.
I don't want to jinx it, but it seems like I'm riding into something that's at least drier.
And fortunately, I did make it to the other side of the storm. Unfortunately, I didn't even make it to the next exit before totally running out of gas.
Woo. Crazy traction control. Oh, nope, that's me running out of gas. That's not good. Oh, I thought that was traction control. That was... I'm running out of gas. I am running out of gas on the highway. Oh, shit. Oh, dude. How? Oh my god, dude. I'm actually running out of f***ing gas on the highway. The gas gauge hasn't even turned off yet. Oh, shit. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's really f***ing not good. How is the gas gauge flashing and it just died? Oh, that's really f***ing bad. Holy f***. That's bad.
Can confirm that is indeed bad. So close, yet so far away, and there is no shot I'm pushing my bike over a mile before that storm catches back up to me. So I try starting the bike back up while leaning it side to side, just hoping it sucks up enough gas, quickly realize that's not gonna work, and start pushing the bike while calmly explaining to my girlfriend what I've gotten myself into this time.
I just ran out of f***ing gas in the rain on the side of the highway.
Then I figured I'd check how many miles I got out of this tank, see that I only got 162 miles, and start questioning everything.
162 miles? Is it actually gas?
Because remember, that test that I did a couple years ago showed that I possibly could have gotten another 20 miles before empty. And at this point, I still think the gas gauge is supposed to go blank before you really have to worry.
That's what I get for trusting a gas gauge.
Either way, my girlfriend's now on the way with gas, but I know that'll take a good 40-50 minutes, and I know I don't have that kind of time. So I push the bike up underneath an overhanging tree branch, hoping it'll help keep everything dry when the storm catches back up to me, get it there right as the rain does catch back up to me.
And here comes the rain. I can see it in people's headlights. That's what I was trying to beat, and I was doing it until I ran out of gas, dude.
and remind myself one more time that this is in fact not good.
Oh, this is so not good, it's insane.
At this point, the rain's really picking up, so I took off the saddlebags and put everything in the woods, hoping for better coverage for all the cameras and everything, and then wait out by the road with my bike with a phone light on, just hoping anyone sees it and stops with gas sooner than my girlfriend can get here.
Okay, I've been standing here with the light facing me like this, just hoping that anybody stops, but nobody is stopping, and it makes me wonder if the light is making me look terrifying. So I'm recording to see if that's the case or not. Chances are high that I look terrifying.
But after what feels like forever, not a single person stopped. Not even a cop who passed me.
And there goes a cop. That cop literally did not stop. That's actually f***ing crazy.
Until...
Update, somebody actually stopped. They're pulling away now. Faith in humanity restored. I've been here for a solid hour and they're the only ones who stopped. Nina should be here in 10 minutes though, and they didn't have any gas, so there wasn't much they could do for me other than a morale boost. And now we wait on Nina.
And then right as all hope seems lost...
My knight in shining armor. Wow, yay. This one? Love you. We gonna free pour it, baby. Moment of truth. Please, God. Please, please, please. Let's go. Okay, let's freaking go, boys. I gotta get it out of this freaking ditch, and then I'll pull in front of you. Love you. Okay, this ditch was a good idea when I thought that it was gonna keep me dry, but is it gonna be a good idea now that everything's wet, and I need to off-road this mother fricker up out of here? Oh, you see that lightning?
Gas acquired, bike started, ditch exited, and now we're finally in the home stretch.
All right, boys, you ready for a crazy ass ride home?
But as you can see, by this point, the rain has really picked up and it's only about to get worse. Did I mention that while I was waiting in the woods, I got an alert on my phone saying we were now in a flash flood warning until midnight? Yeah, not good.
All things considered, this does really suck.
Fortunately, I did bring a clear visor, which I was able to swap to so that I could see better, but unfortunately, at one point I got water inside the visor, making it almost impossible to see.
Oh, that lane change just put mist inside my helmet.
And making me have to do a good chunk of the 20-mile ride home with the visor partially open and nothing but safety squints to keep my eyes safe.
Yeah, I got water inside and outside my visor. That was a stupid thing to say. Obviously, it's on the outside.
With standing water on the highway and cars doing half the speed limit with their hazards on, needless to say, it was one of the craziest rides of my life.
Oh! Oh, flash flood warning. Yep. Yep. These shoes are toast, buddy. Say goodbye to your precious frickin' Vans, buddy.
You know the delusion's really starting to set in when you're riding through, and I quote, dangerous and life-threatening weather, and all you can think about is the fact that your shoes are getting ruined and you're gonna have to buy new ones when you get back home.
Get your money up, not your funny up, boys.
And saying things like that.
You ever see one of those, like, bikers that's stuck in weather like this, and you're just like, man, that sucks. I'd hate to be you. Well, it is me. And I hate it. Now, I really want to pass this guy because I'm getting lit up with freaking mist from his, you know what I'm trying to say. He's flinging water all over me and I want to pass him, but if there's a big puddle, I also feel like he'll kind of part the Red Seas, like right now.
Okay, yeah, I can admit, maybe at this point we're past the point of delusion and I'm just full-blown losing it.
Hi!
But can you blame me after the day that I've had? Fortunately, even though the weather is at the absolute worst that it's been so far, I know that we are not far from home, so I get a little burst of energy to push through.
It's pretty funny though, I'm like picturing all these people in their cars that have their hazards on and and like when they go to tell this story, oh, that was a big puddle. When they go to tell the story, they're like, yeah, it was pretty crazy, but some dude on a motorcycle passed me. This person up here doesn't even have any lights on, bro. Your lights! Oh yeah, big ass puddle. Big old puddle, baby. Maybe this will clean all the salt water off from that last trip that I did.
See, that's the spirit. No matter how bad things get, you always gotta stay positive. Maybe this rain really is helping to get the salt water from my last ride out of all the nooks and crannies. And even if it's not, well, it sure is giving me another hell of a story to tell, which is much easier to frame that way now that I'm taking my exit and am now truly in the home stretch.
Ooh.
I've never been happier to see our storage unit before, and with a quick victory rev, we've officially survived the flash flood. I tried filming an outro, but that didn't work because of all the rain noise, so just use your imagination. And yes, my face is that red from the raindrops hitting my face at 60 miles per hour most of the way home. Remember kids, keep your visors closed, stop for gas as soon as the light starts flashing, and never trust a Maryland forecast.
Oh, so basic. Hope you play this. Damn, I prayed it. Nice song, and I became this. Old souls fake it. Pay those placements. Fuck shit.
And I'm still waiting on the brighter days. Been a minute, been rough many times more. And I'm kicking rocks to a sky of gray. Praying hard, talk to me before I'm done for.